Hello and welcome to the Marine Channel. My name's Finn, and if you want a sporty boat that doesn't compromise on those creature comforts, I think we've got one for you here today, because this is the Finnmaster T8, built in, you guessed it, Finland, and I think it's got some really unique features that I'm looking forward to showing you around today. So let's hop aboard, and as you can see, the first thing we come to is this bathing platform section, and this is really big as well, considering the boat is only 8 meters long. Got your bathing ladder to help you get in and out of the water, and a ski arch if you want to go water skiing or wakeboarding. Now, as you can see, the engine is a 300 horsepower Yamaha, which gives you top speeds of around about 40 knots, but it does mean you get really good cruising speeds. And a really good sign of the quality here is the teak decks, and as you can see, they go all throughout the boat, all the way up, even onto the top of the windscreen there. And that I'll show you in a second, but it means that being that access through, you don't have any side decks going down the sides of the boat, which means this cockpit area is a lot wider than it would be if you had to have those extra bits on the side. Now, this seating area is comparable to that of a 30-foot boat, but it's really, really nice. You can probably fit, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 people up on this seating. We just move those, and as you can see, the table, you can have it as a single, kind of quite thin but still usable, and you get these cup holders with that lovely stainless, really sturdy. But this does actually fold out and give you a really nice sort of dining area if you're up here with the family on your weekend out in a lovely bay somewhere. Let's close that up, and as you turn around here, you've got another little seat just to sit down on, but you also have this good working area up here. And now you may be thinking, that's great, what's in the bottom there? Because if we open this up, you have a hob, sink, kind of work area out here. There's your tap, and you've also got the controls for the hob on this little bit down here. So that's the equivalent of the galley on this boat, because it is effectively an open top weekender, but that just makes it really practical if you did want to spend slightly longer periods of time on it. You have a really good storage cupboard down there, perfect for storing kitchen equipment. And as we come forward, you've also got a chiller drawer here, which is really good space for storing those beers or anything else you want to keep cool. Now, the helm station, and this is the really interesting part, because you have these awesome helm seats here, really modern and funky. And when you actually come forwards, you can see you have a really, really good view out all down the boat and down the sides. But here on the actual helm, you've got a lovely, huge Garmin plotter. You've got your engine sort of controls and bits and bobs. You've got your fusion stereo, which means you can blast loud music and annoy people around you. You've got your throttle here with your up down for the engine. You've got your trim tabs down there. And then also you've got, which is really good for this size boat, a bow thruster and an electric windlass, which means you don't have to clamber up onto the bow and manually put the chain out. You've got your horn and all your necessary switches and buttons there for stuff. You've got some really nice stainless cup holders there. And this thing, which is really interesting because it means you can put your iPad or, you know, a larger device in there, which allows you to have backup navigation if you need it, or just a screen for other things. So now let's go up these steps, because this takes you out onto the bow. And the teak deck flows right the way up through here as well, and comes all the way forward to this, where you can see we've got a 7.5 kilo Bruce style stainless steel anchor, which is really good size for a boat like this. And if we open up this locker, you can see you've also got stainless steel chain, and there's your windlass there. So if we shut that back up and come back where we came from, down these teak steps, back into the main cockpit area. You've also got a navigator seat on the left here, and there's again storage down the sides, a bit like a car, sort of side compartments, but just great places to put odd bits that you've got lying around. More stainless cup holders, but this is where the boat gets unique, because 8 meters, you're thinking, well, there's loads of space up here, but if you look down here, you've got an amazing cabin, and can remember, this is an 8 meter boat, so you're not expecting much from it, but there is huge, huge space down here. Amazing hull windows letting lots of light through, and actually 2 more in the roof over there, which are currently covered up, but shows you're just missing light, and it's still that bright down here. You've got good storage down the sides there. And this is a double bed, which is just brilliant size, and little inset storage places there if you need to put phones overnight and what have you. You've got a seat here, getting ready, and of course you've got your little day heads in there, which is a really good size as well, considering. So there, yeah, and a little window in there as well. But if you thought that was the end of the sleeping arrangements, then just take a look down there. Now, it's not big, but it is a very, very good space, and that's got to be at least a double, so you can fit even more people on this boat if you're going out as a family for the weekend. And you've got this really nice sliding door that just comes right the way across, blocks out any kind of sunlight, and makes it feel nice and private down here, and warm as well. So let's come back up here then, and I'll tell you about a few of my favourite features. One of them being this helm seat, which actually swivels round if you want to be more sociable with your guests. Oh, but let's have a look. So, another really interesting, cool feature is this switch here, which actually makes the table go up and down. And, okay, it's slightly slow, but can you hear anything? That has got to be one of the quietest table motors I've ever heard. So that goes up and down, if you wanted it to be a more dining area or just a more relaxed space. And now, if you're like me, you go paddleboarding every time you're out on the water. So, if you've got paddles and stuff lying around, they can really get in the way because they're huge things and often can't be broken up into little short spaces. But down here, this whole back section actually lifts up, which gives you a load of storage under here if you had paddleboard paddles, pumps, or just, you know, longer things. And there's also storage, little front compartment there for, as you can see, snorkels and lines and things like that. And that can also be accessed through this little hatch there. Battery switches are under here, and all your main sort of circuit breakers and stuff as well. And so I hope you've enjoyed the tour of this Finnmaster T8, and I think it's just a really, really cool boat. And for under £100,000, you can be out on the water in something that's really, really cool. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe and like, and we'll alert you of any new videos we post. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.